Hey everybody, this is Ray Carsillo, Reviews and Previews Editor for Electronic Gaming Monthly, and I recently had a chance to go and see a Microsoft Fall Showcase, that meant, of course, we got to see Forza 7, which is one of the biggest games coming out for Microsoft this fall, after a few things might have slipped out of the calendar year. But anyway, Forza 7, as you can see here with this opening movie, first off, also we have to apologize, there was an audio glitch, so you're not... Well, we didn't get audio for Forza, so at least this part of the demo. So you're going to have to deal with listening to me for the next 20 minutes or so. But this is basically the first 20 minutes of Forza 7. It's going to take us through 3 different kind of tutorial races that will kind of show off some of the new features and returning features like wet tracks, night tracks, and whatnot in Forza 7. And also one of the biggest new features, too, that I think a lot of people have been clamoring for, myself included, something that I've really wanted to see from the main Forza series for a while, which is avatar customization. And you're going to see that right here, right now, pretty much as the 2 basic avatars will now walk out, one male, one female, in their white Forza jumpsuits. But then you'll get to basically choose to be... male or female, and then customize the suit a little bit. You'll get 3 different choices of different track suits, and yeah, of course I choose male because that's how I identify. So you see here the finish line yellow, finish first yellow, and then of course the brown, which is what I ended up choosing. I thought it was a good choice. And then typically here at the main menu, you could choose. You could either jump into the Driver's Cup, which of course is kind of like your career mode for Forza, or you can jump into multiplayer. Or if you're deeper into the game, you can check out your cars. You can check out other online features. There's 6 different career branches you can go through in Forza, and it's very non-linear this year. There's like a point system, so you don't have to beat every branch of a cup to unlock the next one until finally you unlock all 6. There's also different kinds of challenges, fun different things like bowling with a limo again returns, a Top Gear challenge and things like that, crazy fun stuff. But again, these are just the first 3 races. It's just the first 20 minutes of what you experience with Forza, are going to experience with Forza 7 when it drops on October 3rd for Xbox One and for PC. And yeah, unfortunately, we thought we were going to be able to record more of Forza 7, but again, this was a Microsoft showcase. This was not the only game that was on display there. And if, of course, you're a subscriber to the EGM Now YouTube channel, which we, of course, obviously highly encourage, you'll see a bunch of videos going up right about now over the next couple of days on the YouTube channel and on the EGM Now site as we finish them. So... so Forza 7, we're going to have Super Lucky's Tale, Cuphead, and also some Shadow of War. And also Evan Sleed, who's one of the staff writers at EGM, went to a separate Bethesda event and got to play a level of The Evil Within 2. So you'll also see that pop up on the channel. So then you see here, we're getting into the shoes of Michael Mueller for the first of the 3 tutorial races. Of course, this is the one that was very much highly touted when the game was announced at E3. The brand new Porsche on the brand new Dubai track, over 100 Fahrenheit. Very, very warm roads and whatnot. And you'll see me here probably pinballing around a little bit because I'm a very aggressive driver, especially when I play Forza. If you see my Drivatar out there, Strong Protector on Xbox One, of course, you can find me, or at least my Drivatar, and watch as I very aggressively try to probably force you off the road. That's what I like to do. I'm kind of a jerk, not gonna lie. At least when I get behind the wheel of driving games. So, so you see here, pretty aggressive. And then what's also interesting is, so we only got the first 20 minutes of Forza 7 at this event because it was the last game we got to see at this event, and unfortunately, we only had a 250 gigabyte hard drive. And let me tell you, folks, the Xbox One X, which is what this is running off of, and all the games we saw at that Microsoft showcase ran off of, they take up a lot of space. They take up a lot of space, those files. So recording them was... so it took up a lot of space on my hard drive, and Super Lucky's Tale and everything. And also, I need to point out here, the person behind me, I kind of realized it when the computer started breaking for me, which really bothered me. the game was automatically set to easy mode. So whoever was racing before me, you can see right there in my footage that I bumped the kart difficulty back up to medium, and then I kind of pinball a little bit because then I have to readjust because wasn't really thrilled with the fact that somebody was, I mean, look, if there's somebody out there who just wants the experience to see the beauty of Forza 7, you can do that. There is an easy mode, but I think at that point you're kind of basically defeating the purpose of a racing game because you're taking away, at that point, almost all of the challenge. You're putting on all the assists. And see here at least, and you'll see I will overtake this guy at some point. You know, I try to follow the line, but at least it's me in control, and you can kind of see, and I do all my own braking and acceleration at that point. Yeah, so I kind of figured out a couple of minutes, about halfway probably through this one lap race, that, hey, the computer's doing a lot more for me than what I'm used to. But the option is there, I suppose, and you know, there's nothing wrong with that. It's however you want to play the game. It's however you want to enjoy it. Personally, not for me, but there is an easy mode now in Forza where basically Forza will kind of almost do everything for you. So you see here, and then actually very aggressive from the computer, kind of spun me out as I tried to overtake him on the left. And I had to use the rewind mode. You know, that's what it's there for guys who like me who kind of really don't want to lose. Don't know what I was looking at there. I do admit, again, it was a big event. There was a lot going on. People were kind of coming up and talking to me and stuff while I was trying to race, which, you know, is cool and all that other stuff. But intense concentration. The representative for Forza came up after me when I said it was done. Then and was like, "You were really into it." I'm like, "Well, I like to win, so I like to focus, especially even just against a computer like this." But yeah, so. Also, hey, it looks like we got some bed back, so there is a little bit of audio now with Forza 7, so you'll have a little bit, you can hear maybe in the background under my voice is the roar of the engines and the announcers and whatnot, and you see some of the cars here we're showing off. And then basically what was cool, this is the first time actually doing, that I got to try, I had seen other people do it, but this is the first time I got to personally do the racing trucks. So the second tutorial race, it takes you right from one into another, and it's the racing trucks. And this took a little while to get used to because I had not done this before. Obviously, this is new to Forza, at least you know. And Maria Rossi back from 2015 Drivers' Cup. Nice clear day. The challenge is really in controlling the vehicle itself, so they didn't bother. There's nothing got to worry about. Nothing too hard. No rainy track. No night track. So this was an experience. This was something I could not get over. So they typically put the default here in the cockpit, literally in the driver's seat. That's not typically how I race. If you saw obviously I kind of go with the view that was in the first race that you saw. It's kind of how I've always done racing games. I know some folks like the first person view. Again, personal preference, and that's why the options are there. It's not a thing for me, especially when playing with the controller. Maybe more when if I have a steering wheel, but I haven't used a steering wheel since the Xbox 360 days. I had a really nice steering wheel that I used, but I don't use it anymore really. And then you see here, I'm messing around with the different camera options, so you can kind of see different looks. And I think that's the tough thing, is that because it's the trucks are so high, you know, the cabin, that basically you're kind of you're still not seeing as much of the road as you're probably used to. And I think that's probably why with at least the trucks, the default is in the cockpit, in the cabin of the truck. But I went to my standard, my typical one here, and you see here I'm hugging the rails, and again trying to not doing a too bad job, taking those turns pretty easy. Getting decent speed with the trucks, kissing 80 miles an hour, not getting up to the 90s here as we start to really give it some gas. And again, as you saw, I mean, this is all on medium. As you saw, I changed this. This is also all on the brand new Xbox One X. Didn't bother with the rewind there, even though I kind of went a little off course. Kind of took the turn a little hard. Kind of had a nice lead built up. And yeah, just kind of taking it easy. Sorry about that. Kind of had something happen here at the at the Carsillo Casa de Carsillo. So I had to jump out of my chair real quick. But yeah, I mean, it's a racing game, so you can kind of all see what's happening. And yeah, so this is Forza 7. I mean, it's a gorgeous looking game on Xbox One here. As you can tell, it's just absolutely breathtaking. I can't talk about the graphics enough, and also the game handled very, very well, as it always does. As you see here, another first place finish, just under 230. Yeah, the game really, really felt good in my hands. And I'm looking forward to getting the full game in just a little while. So I mean, that's gonna be really fun. And we're gonna review it. And then of course here, a wet track. We had to get one wet track here out of the tutorials, which will be our third and final tutorial race before they finally open up the Forza Cup, the Drivers' Cup circuit, which is you have 6 different branches. And what's interesting, like I said, I believe I said this earlier, but if not, I'll repeat myself, or say it the first time, potentially. But 6 different. It's very a little bit more non-linear this time. You can kind of bounce around between different circuits, different cars. They've kind of been working towards a more non-linear experience more so over the years, but even more so this year. And there's a point system now. The point system has been kind of renovated and changed. And if you do get so many points, you can go to the next stage before you finish all the branches of the first one. There's also challenges. The Top Gear challenges return, which are great. Which is another way to earn points. There's more of those. Some returning ones, like the bowling with a limousine. So you can do that, which is really cool. Yeah, and then so this is the third and final race in the tutorials. And also we'll get to see some menu stuff. I'll purchase some cars. You'll see that because before that. But this is basically your first 20 minutes of Forza 7. And you see here wet track, so things are a little more slick. I had a little bit more trouble with this track. Again, I haven't touched I haven't played. Less obviously, I played Horizon last year, but I haven't touched Horizon in a while. I wanted to get the Hot Wheels expansion, but I just haven't had time. I've had so many games I've had to review. And a lot of DLC that I wanted to play has kind of gone by the wayside. Not just in Forza, Deus Ex, and a couple other games, a couple other DLCs that I have or I've wanted to get, and I just haven't had the time. And see here, going through the mud, not the best move. So I'm actually gonna rewind this. I follow Hive mentality. I followed the other cars too much here. I cut the corner on the grass, which wasn't the worst thing, but these other cars obviously they slid off the track, and so I don't get into the mud. At least I can cut the course a little bit there. But obviously those two guys, I leave my dust. I don't lose too much speed there, cutting the corners on the grass. Obviously I'm playing with no penalties and whatnot, and even in the rain, the Ferris wheels there in the background look great. Here as we hit triple digits on the speedometer, trying to catch up to this last car. I'm gonna probably get, as I said, as you have probably noticed, I'm pretty aggressive, and then I'm just gonna push him off. He's gonna crash, and he's gonna basically be out of the race. So that's fun. Always great when you can just demolish a computer player. I know that I'm sure my Drivatar, it affects how he handles it, and if anybody sees me online, they're like, oh no, here comes Ray knocking off the road again. But yeah, whatever, deal with it. Like I said, not a bad guy, but maybe a little bit of a bad driver. Or at least an aggressive one. But hey, all that matters is getting first place and getting on that podium, folks. That's all that matters. Winning by any means necessary. Yeah, so moving along at a good clip. I had to use the rewind feature there again. I turn a little too fast. So just moving along. And also, there's a lot of stuff to do when you're not. Once the championship modes, the career kind of opens up a little bit. There's a lot more stuff to do, which I think is really, really great. They have a new system with how you unlock cars. The cars are tiered now. by buying so many cars from one tier, you can unlock the next tier, and kind of, again, with that point system. I really enjoyed that, and hopefully, and once this race is over, we'll probably take a look at some of that. Here is it. Oh, it looks like the sun is trying to peek its way through the clouds, shining off the course. It looks great, folks. Not gonna lie. I mean, again, this was an Xbox One X that we were playing on. Here, as we approach the finish line, here they come down the final stretch. First place. So look at that. Look at the water effects. And yeah, so here it is. Here's your 6 different cups: your Seeker, your Breakout, your Evolution, your Domination, your Masters, and of course the Forza Drivers Cup. But you have to work your way up to that. You start with Seeker. And you see here the different courses you can kind of choose from. The Forza Drivers Cup. You have to work your way up. And again, it's a point system. And so you see here in the Seeker, you know, you have hatches, and you can historic road racing, and then you have those. Once you get through with the first one of those 6, that's when the like the limo challenge you see there at the bottom, that opens up for you know, and whatnot. And you got, you know, trophy trucks and supercars and whatnot. I started pretty much first one there, top or upper left hand corner. I'm gonna probably end up going with the hot hatches, get myself a Honda Civic, and kind of just, you know, go balls to the wall. You see here, yeah, there's the high-speed chase. It's a kind of one-on-one, and what's nice also is that you can unlock a car for your collection when you win those challenges. You see here, you know, basically they give you your first car for free, you know, like usual. You've got Audis and Renaults and you know, Alfa Romeos, Fords, and whatnot. But like I said, I'm going to end up going with the Honda Civic. It's kind of what I usually typically go for these hatches. You know, you got Mercedes-Benz's, you know, all the major car dealers and whatnot, and then they give recommended designs, and you can see already there from the team, the Forza team, the Turn 10 guys. There's already a few there. Anyway, hey, we'll give a little bit of free advertising to Microsoft and their mixer service. So we'll take the mixer car. We'll use that paint job in place that. But yeah, so we're coming to a close here in the first 20 minutes of the Forza 7. I want to thank everybody for watching. Of course, be sure to subscribe, as I said earlier, to the EGM Now YouTube channel. And you see here, this is all kind of the pre-race stuff. You can change your gear. You can look at your car collection. You see here, you can unlock different things.
Personalize what you wear when you hit the track. You'll unlock more driver gear as rewards or from prize crates.
By getting different boxes and, you know, completing, you know, the mods are back. You can complete mods, which of course are special, you know, stipulations, you know, getting in first place. And then also here, this was after the race. We were able to save because I was able to get a little bit more of this. I made some room. When you level up, you get to choose between money, between an outfit, or a car. I pretty much always go for the cars. Even when they're not, they're great because, like I said before, you need more cars to upgrade your tier level to get better cars and to hold more cars in your collection. So, you know, these are the common cars. These are the tier 1 commons, and you see, you know, mostly low-end cars, your hatchbacks, your Hummers, your whatnot, and you go to uncommon, and then rare, super rare. And then your legendary cars, your supercars and whatnot, and your all-time greats and your classics and whatnot. We were only in the, you know, obviously game just started, so we only had common. We had our Civic. We got our Sirocco. I ended up picking up a really crappy Ford wagon because it was cheap and I had the credits. And then I figured, you know what, we'll get ourselves a Ford. You know, and trying to keep building up those points. And once you get enough points, you see here the Ford Falcon 1972, and you see there it is. Your collection score is improving, and as your collection score improves, you can obviously start enhancing and expanding your collection. But yeah, so that's it for us, folks. I just realized we were pretty much almost out of time. Again, at Carsillo on Twitter, at EGM Now on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thanks everybody for watching. We really appreciate it. Goodbye.